Steam controller. What is up? How are you, folks? Androids Dojo. We're back.
The trace build is ready.
My robot's talking to me.
Save and close the game again, and I'll install it, launch it, and read the trace before changing anything else.
The game is closed, so go for it. I love that little mute and unmute.
Installing it now.
All right.
I'm launching the game.
I gotta check my audio.
Whether our frame callback actually runs.
Give me a sec. You're gonna hear some RollerCoaster Tycoon in a second.
The install without the unnecessary cleanup. The trace overwrites on launch.
Here we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
I'm checking which renderer is active now.
Alright, audio is good.
OpenGL and our DLL is in place. I'm checking whether the game
Robot talking. Robot playing video games. That's right. We're talking about not GTA, sorry. Brain froze. Brain messed up. There we go. We're talking about RCT, RollerCoaster Tycoon.
That module check can't see this 32-bit process from here. So I'm adding two explicit traces, one on load, one on the final frame. Next launch will tell us exactly which case we're in.
Alright, I killed the game. Go ahead and try again, robot.
Got it. Trying it now.
Alrighty. What are we actually even doing
The trace
here?
build is ready. I'm installing it, launching, and reading both trace points before we change anything else.
Cool. Alright, check this out. This was a video I did.
The DLL is loading, but its
talking a
OpenGL
lot.
frame callback is not. So the game is falling back to another CNC digital renderer at runtime. I'm reading which renderer is actually active, so we fix the exact path next.
I'm about to just tell this robot to go look up like Chris Sawyer, the creator of RCT, go like look up his blogs or something about how he made the code.
CNC is falling back to its GDI renderer on this game.
I feel like we could
So the OpenGL
mod this
never
game.
runs. I'm moving Hello World into the GDI frame path, right after the game image is copied and just before it's shown.
Alright, I killed the game, so whenever you're ready, go ahead and test.
Testing it now.
All right, let's kick off the stream,
GDI
folks.
text build is compiling now. The game is closed, so I'll install and launch it as soon as that's finished.
Shut up, buddy. Shut up. All right. If I can get a word in edgewise.
The GDI build is installed and the game is up. Move the cursor inside the park. Do you see Hello World now?
Nope, no change.
Checking that. No change means even the GDI text write is not reaching the
Anybody
final
here?
visible surface. I'm adding a one-time trace to that
Zero
exact
viewers. Okay,
callback.
cool.
So
Nobody's
the
wasting
next
their time.
launch tells us if it's
We're not on
executing
YouTube.
at all.
All right, I quit the game, so go ahead and test when you're ready. All right, I turned them down. We're gonna get started. There's no viewers. There's nobody. We did get up to 399. Sorry, we did get up to 400 subscribers on the YouTube channel, and then it dropped back down to 399, and we're stuck. We're stuck, boys and girls, clankers. We're stuck. That's fine. We are getting some attention though, like this highlighted comment. Out of the 8 that I saw on your screen, you only tried one community layout with RollerCoaster Tycoon for 15 seconds, then dismissed it for not having an on-screen keyboard. I've been using mouse and keyboard inputs on my controllers for the past decade and have never needed an on-screen keyboard to play games. Dude, he's right. You're totally right. He's right. I was kind of blasting through a bunch of tests and stuff during this stream. You can see actually here, this was a check-in after like a month of not streaming. So I was talking about the Steam controller and using AI to use my computer, an animal video app for my daughter, the VCG Console, which is going to use a Raspberry Pi, which I have. We'll be talking about that in a bit. And the knowledge pipeline with my Slipbox, and then a bunch of random stuff because it was like a 4-hour stream. And so yeah, I kind of half-assed the can your Steam controller replace your keyboard and mouse. It was actually a bad premise to begin with. I even said at the end of it, I said like, okay, this is not a real test. I can't actually say whether you could do this or not. I didn't really go into it with that thought. I just kind of said that during the video and then half-assed it. So yeah, no excuses. I just didn't really try. With that said, I did just spend, oh my God, I felt like 3 hours messing around with layouts and stuff on the Steam controller. So you can see behind me, ChatGPT. Oh, actually, that's Claude working on my game console. Let me pull it up. I lost my pet somehow. So sad. Where's my little dragon? Sorry, I was just checking that. So, going back to the Steam controller real quick, and real quick, spent 3 hours on this, but I was looking at the layouts, and the first thing I found in a Google search actually looked promising. It's from someone named Kangaroo. Oh my God, I already forgot. RollerCoaster Kangaroo. Is that right? Nuclear Kangaroo. Nuclear Kangaroo. Nuclear Kangaroo. Why is that so hard to say? Welcome, viewer. One viewer in the house. I don't know why I can't see who's watching on YouTube's. It does say 2 views, but I don't know who's active. Say what's up in the chat if you're here, Clankers. So, thank you, Nuclear Kangaroo. So I spent some time on this. You can see they have this is weird. They have a resolution. Oh, you guys can't see. My bad. Sorry. Nuclear Kangaroo. You can't. You can see now. Look at this. 1080p, 800p, different resolutions. Why would you have different configs for different resolutions? If you keep reading, it's because in RollerCoaster Tycoon Classic, I'm kind of giving it away there. Classic, you can't do certain actions with keyboard. You have to actually click things on the UI. And so this person was able to write a script or of some kind using Steam input that let them click different buttons, but they had to know what resolution you're running the game on. So I tried the 1080p, didn't really work. And then I realized I don't even know what I was trying to click because I'm not playing RollerCoaster Tycoon and I don't have the button that it was trying to click. It was very promising though. Some of this stuff did actually work. It took a bit to actually get it on my controller for my game because that's right, I don't have RollerCoaster Tycoon. I have RollerCoaster Deluxe. What's the difference? What is the difference? Well, I'm glad that you asked. RollerCoaster Tycoon Classic apparently is like the first 2 games together. Don't quote me. I think that's what it is. And it came out. Oh my gosh, they got a patch in 2026. Holy crap! Minor bug fixes to simplified Chinese localization. Okay, never mind. Came out in 2017, so not too crazy. I think this is what 1999 game, 1996. I forget. But so this one is better capable of supporting controller out of the box, probably, right? You would think. But that weird script, press some buttons, seemed off. What's the one I have? I have RollerCoaster Deluxe. RollerCoaster Tycoon Deluxe. It's only $6. Came out in 1999, so this is like a Game of the Year edition or something. And it also has some community configs that were probably in that video that commenter likely spotted. But I was so stuck on that first person, Nuclear Kangaroo, that I tried to port theirs over to my game. And so I don't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do that. So that took me a bit of time. You know what? I just opened Steam. That'll probably be best. Here we go. There we go. So I found that if you just replace this link with the new game ID instead of the classic, you put Deluxe ID here, it will actually open up the controller settings. I'm doing it on my PC. This is my Mac, but basically the same thing here. You paste that in a browser. It's going to deep link you into controller layout. This guy right here. And so I was like, well, that's cool and all, but how do I actually save it for the game that I want to run? So for anyone who's not familiar, me being the PC gamer noob here, so bear with me. You can actually go into your game and then you can choose the controller settings. Closing this. Where to go? Give me a sec. That's interesting. This one doesn't actually have the controller. Can I make this window bigger, please? Why does this not have a controller? I don't know why it's different. Maybe because it's not plugged in right now on the Mac. It's got to be, right? Controller. Huh. Usually there's a controller icon here. We'll switch over to the PC real quick. So this. All right, see that? See the controller? So this guy allows you to also open up the controller settings. And look at community ones if you want. And most of these are like mouse, but they're not meant for controller. So I tried like the first one. But I was too busy looking for how to get, because I couldn't do it from here, right? Can I load? No, but I can make my own. So what I ended up doing is I ported over the one from Classic. This is the one from Classic. So I did that by opening that deep link with a different game ID, and then I was able to just apply it to the controller, and then now it shows up in my templates. In fact, it showed up, and then I exported it. So you can see the name is actually my name here. Nuclear Kangaroo from Deluxe, Nuclear Kangaroo from Classic. Two different descriptions. Why? What is this? Well, after trying this one in game, and then realizing, oh my god, this doesn't map to some of the controls in Deluxe, so I'm going to just go and update them to work with the menu in Classic. Before I did that, I was like, well, let me actually, because I got to this layout through Google search. I didn't actually go back and look at the community layouts. You know, I'd only tried one in that last stream. So I went ahead and I went through them, and as I was going down, I was like, oh, cool. Somebody did one for controller. It says all labeled. So first I saw RCT controller. This one's not as good. You'll notice it doesn't use any of the back buttons. It doesn't say anything about construction menu. Like there's no virtual menus, which I'll get into, by the way. So that wasn't great. But then I was like, ooh, I saw something in this one that looked promising. Uses virtual menus. R1, left touchpad. Okay, so this is definitely for controller. I don't know if it says controller, but it is. And you look at it. I mean, I guess they're all for controller, but you know what I mean. It's not just like straight up mouse. It's actually got choice. Where is it? Like zoom buttons. Like they actually mapped in-game buttons to the controller. And so this, I was like, oh, this was great. They even got gyro, just like the other classic one. Oh my god, it's the same person. Nuclear Kangaroo, thank you. So Nuclear Kangaroo is out here doing God's work, making RollerCoaster Tycoon Classic and Deluxe. So I ended up not having to make my own template because this person already did it. I copied it so that I could not lose it. And that's one thing that's really annoying. Is like I had to do that deep link to open it, and then if the only way to save it was to like export it. I didn't rehost it though because I didn't want to like steal some credit for someone else's. But I did want to see if I needed, maybe I could make it better. Maybe there's some menus that are hard to assess. So I dove in and I started trying to play it. And here's the problem, and this is what AI is off doing right now. It has virtual menus, 3 of them. One of them is like for building and stuff. And if you don't know, with a Steam controller, virtual menus allow you to use the 2 trackpads, and as soon as you touch them, like just touch, don't click, it will bring up an on-screen menu with icons, and you can kind of rotate. It's like a radial dial. You can rotate until you land on the one you want, and then let go or click or like tap. There's different ways to set them up. And so this one had right and left stick, I think, 2 different menus. They had hold R1 and do the trackpad, and you get a 3rd menu. So it's like, that's what I was missing in that last video. I was like, oh, I need a keyboard. How could I possibly, handle all of these menus? And it's like, virtual menus. Virtual menus is the answer. And so I can't show it to you right now on the screen because it's broke. This 1995 game, which, like I said, Chris Sawyer probably wrote his own freaking game engine. I know he wrote his own game engine for us, but he probably wrote his own graphics library for this. He took over the graphics in a way that my robot cannot figure out how to get virtual menus working. To the point where I was doing deep dives on the internet looking to see if anyone had solved this problem. And now I'm just like basically straight up hacking it, telling AI to build its own on-screen, just like a hello world, put some text in the game that follows my mouse. And it was able to do it outside the game, but it cannot render over the game for whatever reason. So I'm trying to reinvent virtual menus here because I can't get them to work with this old game. So if anyone has ever had a similar problem with an old game in Steam, let me know. And to prove that it does work, it's just this game, I can go to anything else. Earlier I did Baldur's Gate. another one, Baldur's Gate 3, another one that we did on that stream, but I had the actual controller controls for it by default, and since that game was like playable on Steam Deck anyways, it didn't really matter. But I switched it over to more PC-like controls with virtual menus, and I was able to get the whole radial menu with the icons pop up, and it's pretty cool. Makes me kind of want to go and play that game next. But just to show it to you, Baldur's Gate. So another thing that's wrong with the RCT game is that it messes up your cursor. So one way I found to fix it is just bring up the task manager, and then now my cursor's working again on my keyboard. Baldur. So yeah, same thing here, except I specifically chose one this time that had virtual menus instead of just choosing one that like works with Steam controllers and Steam Decks out of the box with like controller mappings, which I still find more intuitive, to be honest. But I've never been much of a mouse and keyboard person anyways. But they do have more flexibility. I gotta grant you that. There's a lot more options, a lot more menu things you can press. But Baldur's Gate is totally playable on console, so I don't know the advantage of using mouse and keyboard necessarily. It's like it's not a multiplayer game or anything, so you're not getting any extra speed out of it. That would matter for anything. But I do like it. Like the virtual menus look cool. So let me show you. Oh, you guys can't. You can only see half the screen. Sorry. That's fine. I'm going to just show you. Actually, I think I can. I did this earlier. Options, video, windowed, accept, back. I don't know how I did it earlier. Still full screen. Come on. You know you want to be window mode. Hello. 100%. You can't see that. It is windowed. It's weird because it's like. Let me do borderless. Oops, I did full screen. Control. Console. Borderless, which is not what I want, but windowed. All right, resolution. No, that's higher resolution. I don't want higher resolution. You know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You guys can see you can see half the screen, or you can see the full screen on this camera right here. I could do this, but it's pretty crappy. It looks so bad. You're gonna see the left side of the screen because all you really need to see is my cursor and the virtual menu. So let me show you that. All right. So notice my cursor. Right trackpad is over here on the left side so you guys can see it, and then I'm going to put on this left trackpad, I'm not pressing anything, but notice that virtual menu popped up. I don't know what's loading, somebody's attacking. Look at that, this is the virtual menu, and then you can go into a deeper layer. Holy crap, that was a lot. Oh, maybe because I'm out of the game now. Anyways, there's a bunch of different menus you can get to. That's all I wanted to show you. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, now they're just like numbers. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, there we go. I went back. All right, so this is like combat shortcuts, menu shortcuts, character selection. Let's do character selection. And then party member 2, party member 4. Boom. Okay, and then this goes back. Okay, so it's like it's nested. Menu shortcuts. And then we have inventory, spell book, reactions, quick save, quick load, journal. I didn't catch what this one was. Map. All right, map. But I'm in game or in pause, so it probably doesn't work. Map. There you go. So it's kind of intuitive. I think if I did it long enough, I'd get used to it. It's kind of like typing. You peck and hunt when you first start out, and then it just becomes intuitive. Problem I would have though is like every game has a unique virtual menu system. So if it's a game that you play for hundreds of hours, then you probably learn it. But I don't know. This game also supports controller natively, so I don't know if I would do it in this game. But in RollerCoaster Tycoon, I certainly would if it worked. With that said, it's actually, even though I don't have the virtual menu graphic, it's actually not that bad to play without seeing what you're clicking with the radial buttons, with the virtual menus. It's like still good enough, So let's see if we can play a bit of it. Let me turn up my AI, see what it's doing. It was trying to mod it. Let's see. What happened?
Checking that now. The Direct 3D text renderer compiled successfully. I held off installing because Windows still showed the game process running, and swapping a DLL then could corrupt the test. Please close it fully, then I can install the build.
It's closed. All yours.
Thanks. I'm installing it now. The test DLL is ready. I'm making sure the game process is really gone before I replace it.
I have my doubts about this. Yeah, it's trying to do
the new renderer is installed and Deluxe is up.
Basically a mod.
And look just below for a small gold Hello World.
What am I looking for?
Move the cursor inside the park and look just below the pointer for a small gold Hello World.
Yeah, didn't work. You know what? I want you to take a step back, okay? Go look up Tom Sawyer. I think that's his name. Sorry, Chris Sawyer. Tom Sawyer, someone else. Go look up Chris Sawyer and how he built this game originally. I'm sure there's tons of articles and probably code snippets about how he built this and how the graphics library works on Windows. So go do a deep dive and figure out, based on how it's actually built up from the ground up with the graphics libraries and stuff, why the virtual menu from Steam or your custom DLLs fail to work.
Got it. I'll dig into how it's built and why both hooks failed. The Direct 3D hook also didn't hit, so the test proves that our assumed presentation point isn't the visible surface. I'm stepping back to research Chris Sawyer's original render design and compare it to what the Steam input menu needs.
All right, so this is without, oops, is this right? Yeah, that's fine. This is without the layout from Nuclear Kangaroo. So you'll notice this this has worked for moving the mouse. I think I can click with it. But I can't, let me see, can I right click with it? Yeah, so trigger still does right click. Let's see, D-pad. So D-pad is operating the move the camera. Left stick does nothing. Left trackpad does nothing. Right bumper does nothing. Left bumper does nothing. Left trigger seemingly, I don't know, maybe right clicks. Not sure. Actually, it's like broke now. Wait, let me see. Oh, there it goes. It's possible. This could be right bumper. Could be delete. No. Let's try it. No, it's not. It's probably left click. Maybe it is left click. Let's try it. And then
I found the likely root cause. Chris Sawyer built Deluxe with a DirectX 5 SDK, almost entirely in assembly, with an old paletted graphics model. Steam only documents overlay support for DirectX 7 through 12, OpenGL, Metal and Vulkan. So Steam's virtual menu can send inputs and haptics, but not draw. Our DLL loads, but its real frame callbacks never run. So we're not touching the presented image. The next viable route is hooking its final legacy blit to the paletted surface, then drawing the menu into that same 8-bit frame before display.
give it a shot. If you think you know how to do it, do it.
All right, I'll take that path.
Yeah, so
I'm targeting the legacy final copy APIs Deluxe actually uses. So the next test draws into the same image the game displays.
yeah, this is left click. Ooh, that's right. So right, that must be right click then. But how come I can't actually click menu stuff? Oh, you can. Okay, right. So right. So this is left click and right click backwards, but also kind of intuitive because you're normally like, if you're right-handed, you're like pressing the right trigger to like fire and stuff, left to aim. So maybe that makes sense that your left mouse button would be your dominant one. I don't know, but it worked. But yeah, it's very limited, right? Like I would have to do everything basically with the mouse. Everything would be with the mouse. There's no way to bring up the menus. There's no way to close the menus. There's no way to zoom in or out. So that's the problem without having an actual custom built layout. So I think everyone understands that. So what do we get from Nuclear Kangaroo's layout? Let's
the
try.
legacy blit build is ready. Deluxe is running, so I'm not swapping a DLL mid-session. Close it once more, and I'll install this version to identify the exact.
All right, it's closed. Try it.
On it. The legacy transfer build is ready. I'm checking that Deluxe has fully exited, then installing and launching it for this capture.
So the reason I don't have the layout that I want is because the robot, ChatGPT, has been launching it to test different DLLs that it's trying to modify the graphics so that
Deluxe
we
is running with the legacy diagnostic. Open or zoom apart and move the cursor around for a few seconds. It's invisible, but recording the final graphics transfer. Tell me when you've done that.
I did it. I moved the mouse around. I clicked a bit. I moved the camera around.
Got it. Checking the capture now. That's enough activity. I'm reading the diagnostic now to identify the exact legacy draw call.
Is this hacking? Are we hacking, guys? Let's look up Chris Sawyer. Oops. Chris Sawyer. Assembly, man. He built this in assembly. Can you believe that? That's crazy. We should build something in assembly just for fun with AI, right? Chris Sawyer. I keep wanting to say Tom Sawyer. Chris Sawyer. Let's see if we can find him. Yep, creator of RollerCoaster Tycoon. What do we know about him? Born in Dundee, Scotland, United Kingdom.
Legacy transfer was intercepted because the wrapper only hooks dynamic controller functions. Deluxe resolves its drawing APIs dynamically. I've enabled the dynamic hook we need. Close it, and I'll launch the next test, which should finally show us the real copy cool.
What? He's best known for Transport Tycoon? Lies. Who wrote this? Released in 1994. Have you guys even heard of this game? I never heard of this. Transport Tycoon is a business simulation game designed and programmed by Chris Sawyer for MS-DOS. It was published by Microprose in November 1994 using an isometric 2D view with graphics from Simon Foster. The player acts as a transport company owner who competes against rival companies to make it as much profit as possible by transporting passengers and various goods by road, rail, sea, and air. Transport Tycoon Deluxe is an extended and improved version of the original game released in 1995. A version for Android and iOS was released in 2013. Let's read this again. He is best known for Transport Tycoon, which has been considered one of the most important simulation games ever made, and the best-selling RollerCoaster Tycoon series. Okay, so there's an and in there. Sawyer began his career developing 11 games published for the Mimotech MTX in 1984-1985, some of which were clones of existing arcade video games. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, he ported 9 games from the Amiga and other systems to MS-DOS. From 1994 to 2004, he designed and programmed a series of tycoon games which became hallmarks of the simulation genre. After a period away from the gaming industry in the late 2000s, Sawyer founded the mobile game studio 31X, which handled modern ports of his work. Wired has described Sawyer as one of gaming's greatest enigmas, given his legendary contributions to the genre while maintaining little presence online and rarely agreeing to give interviews. Huh. What was his last game? Second departure. After the completion of Classic, Sawyer decided to take a back seat again and devote more time to other aspects of his life. Asked about future projects in 2016, he said, "I'd never rule out creating a new original game, but I think it's unlikely. I feel like I'm getting on a bit now, age-wise, and want to take things a bit easier." He has also indicated that there is no need for a solo assembly coder such as himself in the modern game industry. Asked about the future in 2020, he replied, "I also feel I've now created all the games I wanted to create, and working on someone else's game designs doesn't excite me." Atari continues to produce titles using the RollerCoaster Tycoon intellectual property under license from Sawyer. He has little involvement with these titles beyond playing the occasional build. In 2022, Sawyer extended Atari's rights to the franchise for another decade. For the franchise's 25th anniversary in 2024, Atari sold a number of art pieces autographed by Sawyer. On 1 November 2024, it was announced that Sawyer had entered into an agreement with Atari to allow them to acquire the Transport Tycoon intellectual property. So he sold Tycoon, but not Roller Coaster. Okay. Or maybe he only did Roller Coaster. That's probably why we never heard of it, because he didn't make a deal for it. Development style. Asked about his philosophy and style for game design, Sawyer indicated that he had just kind of worked on ideas which I thought were fun at the time. He has identified a Lego-like approach to his work, in which the player deals with small individual components that go on to be part of larger, more intricate systems. He has also expressed a dislike of modern 3D graphics, describing this as a reason he let Frontier develop RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. The world of games moved on, and I didn't, and I missed the flawed style and clunky simplicity of games from 20 years ago. I admire the amazing graphics and awesome size and realism of many modern games, but for some reason can't summon my much enthusiasm to play them. Interesting. He volunteers with the media team at the local primary school. Sawyer travels the world to visit roller coasters as an enthusiast and gave his coaster count at 770 in 2024. His favorites are Germany, Poland, Sweden. There's one in the U.S. Raven Flyer, Waldheim, and Waterworld. Where is this? Can I go? Pennsylvania. Cool. Did he do an interview? Interview with RollerCoaster Tycoon creator Chris Sawyer. Got questions? Nope, that is an ad. What? You're the first to comment. 2024. That's probably the one that was quoted in the Wikipedia. When and how did you first start thinking about creating a game about roller coasters? Back in 1996 and 1997, I was really struggling for inspiration and focus while working on Transport Tycoon 2. This sequel to my earlier game, Transport Tycoon, seemed a good idea, and at the time, but the planned improvements over Transport Tycoon Deluxe weren't that great, and the power and memory of PCs at the time weren't enough to allow a more ambitious approach with the sequel. At the same time, I was developing quite an interest in roller coasters, a fascination with their design and engineering, and I also played games like Theme Park, which included crude representations of roller coasters. It got to the point where I needed to take a break from the Transport Tycoon 2 and have a bit of fun playing around with other ideas for a while. And luckily, the success of Transport Tycoon Deluxe meant I could afford to postpone the sequel and take some time off. Was it an easy decision to start working full-time on RollerCoaster Tycoon? It was a long, gradual process. How did the design process for RollerCoaster Tycoon work? There was very little in the way of advanced designing or planning at all. Which elements of the game's design were most important to you? Early on, the most important thing for me was to get the look and feel of the roller coasters right. Not necessarily completely realistic, but enough to make them look good aesthetically and give the right impression of speed and acceleration and so on. How did very early versions of the game look? It started off looking very like Transport Tycoon, complete with ugly angled section of straight track for slopes and corners and so on. I remember the first test graphics Simon Foster did for the game were sections of straight roller coaster track at various angles, either to match the length of a landscape block or half a block long. It quickly evolved into something much closer to the final structure of preset smooth curves and smooth slope transition track sections, which could be plugged into the block-like landscape. The whole isometric display engine evolved throughout development, sometimes with small changes or additions here and there, and sometimes whole sections completely rewritten when needed or when ideas warranted it. Why did you write RollerCoaster Tycoon in assembly language, machine code? That's what I want to know, rather than a high-level language like C. That's so crazy, guys. We're all over here vibing stuff. There's a generation that did everything in TypeScript, and they're calling C, not C++, C, a high-level language. This guy was below that. He was one layer away from binary. Insane. At the time, there was no option other than to use machine code for RollerCoaster Tycoon. I was struggling to keep performance at a reasonable level on PC of the era. Even using highly optimized machine code and writing in a high-level language would have made the game far too slow or limited the complexity of the simulation in order to keep sped up. The look and feel of the game was really important to me, and part of that was to maintain a high frame rate while also having a large enough and detailed enough view of the park, and also being able to simulate enough trains and rides and guests to avoid the game feeling constricted. It wasn't just small chunks of code that benefit from being very efficient machine code either. Because of the number of objects the game had to cope with, virtually every bit of code involved with object handling needed to be ultra efficient, or the inefficiencies quickly multiplied up with a busy park. I've also always preferred low-level assembler programming and can write machine code faster and more reliably than any high-level language, so for me, the only downside was lack of compatibility of the x86 machine code with other platforms, which at the time wasn't too much of an issue as the game was really only aimed at desktop PC players. Latterly, the machine code came back to haunt us when the decision was made to relaunch the original game on mobile platforms as RollerCoaster Tycoon Classic a few years ago, and it took several years and a small team of programmers to rewrite the entire game in C++. It actually took a lot longer to rewrite the game in C++ than it took me to write the original machine code version 20 years earlier. That is insane, guys. We are going backwards. Can you believe that? He wrote the game by himself, like one artist, but he wrote all the assembly code faster than it took a small team of programmers to write the C++ mobile version 20 years later. Wow. Let that soak in. That's crazy. Did it work? Where did we land?
Checking that result now. We landed on a concrete fix to the diagnostic. Deluxe looks up its drawing functions dynamically, and the wrapper wasn't catching those lookups. I've enabled that interception. It only takes effect after a restart, so once Deluxe is closed, I can run the decisive trace.
I didn't hear you. Yeah, I already killed it, so go ahead and try.
Running it now.
Dang, I want to read this whole thing, but that's probably a boring stream to watch. Did he do, has anyone broken down his code? I would love to understand this a bit more. RollerCoaster Tycoon assembly. Okay, done.
Gamers have been pushing the limits of what their computers can do since we started making video games with computers, right? I think back to RollerCoaster Tycoon, which was written by Chris Sawyer, I think is his name.
For the record, one of the best games out.
One of the best games of all time, still, and it has staying power, right?
Yeah,
and what's crazy? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I picked it up on Steam recently and played it for a day. It's just like, yes,
Still
it's
good.
nostalgic. It's still fun.
Yeah. What's crazy about that game is that he wrote that entirely by himself in assembly. And the reason that he did that, and anyone who programs will know, like assembly is like the nerdiest of nerds languages. You know, you're basically talking straight to the
Secret
machine at that
powers.
point. The reason he did that was because the CPU power at the time couldn't handle the types of things he wanted to do with like guest interactions, the way that he wanted this game to work. So in order to hyper optimize this game, he just wrote like pure machine level code so that he didn't have to deal with any abstractions or anything that would slow down like what he was trying to build. And I think that kind of encapsulates the gamer mindset, which is like your only limit is your imagination.
He also, yeah, he didn't sign it up front either. Like he had built a game before it and learned from there.
Pushing the limits of what they're
I am the vibe coder version of this. I just keep building stuff and making it more fun. Each iteration becomes a new thing. Okay, I feel bad for even trying to say that out loud. I don't deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as, I almost said it again, Chris Sawyer. How do you open doors? What the heck? Oh, okay. That jump sound, Santiago, that is Jumping Jack's jump sound. Like 100%, right? That's hilarious. I feel like I haven't heard it in years, but I made a mobile game with Santiago, my video editor, partner in crime on many video game endeavors over the years. And we made a game that was just like, let's just make a simple jumping game on Android. I don't know if you remember those games. Like, what was the big one? Like Android had one, little green droid guy jumping around. So we did one, and it was a guy breaking out of jail. It was an endless jumper, and as you go, you pick up cigarettes and other contraband, and you're trying to get out of jail. Called Jax's Jailbreak. I think we did it twice, actually. Like once in Game Maker, and then I forget what the second one was in. I died in pieces. Anyways, I just remember that sound effect, or a very similar one at least. This game has completely just continued to get updates, guys. If you're not on this, oh, shame. I just redid the HUD, like brand new. You go underground, you no longer get the help text. You go above, now you got it. Cool, very simple thing. All these icons, they're kind of terrible icons, don't get me wrong, but much cleaner than the 14 things I had before. When you're underground, you see your battery as you go and how many ladders you have. So if you're in danger of not being able to make it out alive, like I am right there, it will let you know. What else? These buttons. So I've never really bought Dynamite, which is hilarious. For how long I've been playing this, I don't actually get that far because I usually end up starting new games. This is one of my originals. The one I'm actually working on now. The whole menu now has subs. I mean, it's like very obvious, but it was like a ton of things in the HUD or in the pause menu, and so that's gone now. So now I can go to saves and account, load game. Not load game. Saves and account, sign in. Refresh Google account. All right, let's see if it works. Load game. Uh-oh, I don't see my game. It's probably a conflict. Yeah, must have been a conflict. Dang it. Refresh. Save this run. Load from cloud. I want to load from cloud. It says one vibe, depth 38. Huh. Maybe I'm not logged in on my phone. Weird. Whatever. But yeah, this one's pretty fun. The PC graphics look different than the mobile graphics because I did some optimization. We now have full 3D bunkers. You just have to go down far enough in order to build it. You gotta have enough resources. You're kind of slow at the start, obviously. And then you gotta upgrade. Play it on vibots.randroid.dev. Alright, so collected some pieces. You can build a ladder, get back to the top. Now, I need to put more work into it, but there's other game modes as well, not just the mining. So this is a BattleBot simulator that I'm trying to work on. This guy's got like a spike on the front. They both got wheels. So I don't know if you ever saw the original art, but it's actually better than it was. But it needs work. And then we adopted some Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts style building. Starfield style building. You can see that's where, not here. So these are the regular upgrades for mining. Supply depot. This is like dynamite and ladders. Hardware store. This is for your bunker. So you can actually build walls, floors, roofs, doors, a turret, floor spikes, and staircase. Elevator, so you can get down faster when you start to get really deep. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. This is the builder. Completed this UI, this HUD a while back. I don't think I've showed it to anyone yet, but it makes a bit more sense now. So you can buy more parts. You got some blueprints. What does this mean? Wedge razor, low and mean. So if I click it, oh, these are blueprints. So these are based on actual BattleBot designs. At least that's what I was trying to go for. So this was in the 2000 show BattleBots, if you ever watched it. So you can like test it. So what does this one look like? Actions, fight, contagion, fight, night terror, fight. Let's do contagion. Oh, contagion is just this guy. It's all floppy. Looks like something out of Rick and Morty. Oh no. This is kind of how BattleBots was too. Like it looks so bad, but like BattleBots kind of was like this. Like if one of the bots ever got stuck, like upside down or something, it would just like sit there. But it was real robots, guys. It's pretty cool. Yeah, they're stuck. Yes, this part needs more work, but you do the mining so you can earn more money to buy more parts, or even collect parts, like discover new parts as you go. And then you can adjust its temperament. So if I go like you're super aggressive and you're gonna flank and you have 0 patience, like does that change things? It's just gonna fall over again, so it doesn't matter. Oh, he stood up this time. He made it up. That aggression's helping him. Let's see. So I've got 87% hull somehow. I took more damage than he did. All right, whatever. I didn't actually build anything, but you get the idea. You could build. What else? I don't have enough stuff to build the mine yet. I'm gonna play this till I get to the mine, guys. You got to see this. It's pretty fun. And you can play it on mobile. It's a website, like it's a web game, so play it on any device. This is actually one of the games that's going to be launched with the game console I'm building based on this little Raspberry Pi. This is a Raspberry Pi 3, HDMI, 64-bit quad-core Cortex A76 processor, 8 gigabytes of SD RAM, 2 micro HDMI ports, 2 USB 3.0, 2 USB 2.0, 2 4-lane connectors for camera or display peripherals sold separately, gigabit Ethernet port, 802.11 wireless, Bluetooth 5.0, PoE cable, requires PoE hat, sold separately, PCI expansion connector, requires PCI adapter, sold separately, and 5 volt 5 amp USB-C power supply, recommended for best performance, which I have. Actually, it says 27 watt. What? Because I have a hat. Did you know Raspberry Pis come with hats, or you can buy hats for them? Such a cool name. This is the AI hat. Raspberry Pi AI Hat Plus. They technically have a newer one too. This is the 26 tops. Tops is a teraflop. I forget what tops means, but it's how good the graphics are. Let's see. Features a Halo, spelled with a I, Hailo, AI acceleration chip built into the Hat Plus form factor. Delivers 26 tops of performance to support deep learning AI applications. So the reason why I bought that is so that I can process a camera. So I'm just going to plug in a webcam for now. Maybe I'll get more like a wide angle one that's internally mountable if I 3D print enclosure or something. But for now, it's a dev kit basically. And I'm going to build like an Ouya or a Next player. What's that console called? We talked about it in a past stream, but the one that from Amazon and now sold at Best Buy and Costco. Anyways, it's like a Kinect where you can use the controller. You can use a camera as the controller. You can use your body as the controller. I'm working on it. And so in that, it's a long-winded way of saying this game will be on that, because it's going to obviously be able to play web games of a certain extent. Probably not with these graphics, probably with the mobile level graphics. But it's also going to play native motion active games using a camera. So look forward to that. That's coming soon. It's called VCG Console because it is Vibe Coded Games console. Vibe Coded Games, of course, is the website that I procured. It's literally vibecoded.games. I could not afford slop.ai. I did put a bid on it, though. It's not cheap. I haven't heard back. The broker got in contact. I'm a serious offer if you're watching this, okay? I am embracing the slop meme. I don't know, guys. What do you think? You think AI hate is going to go down or get worse? I feel like it's going to get worse. More of us that end up out of jobs, the worse we'll get for sure. Alright, I just burned a bunch of ladders. 40 vibes. I need 5 more vibes. Vibes is what I call bucks, dollars. Vibe bucks. Why? Because everything is vibed. I'm gonna get one upgrade, and then I think I'll have enough to go and build the bunker. So if I try to build it now, you can kind of, I guess you can't see. Let's see. If I go any lower, can you see it? You need a 7x5, basically. I'm not deep enough. All right, 54 vibes. We can buy stuff now. Battles, warp pad, upgrades. That's what we want. That should have a key press. Pickaxe or battery cell? Let's go pickaxe. Better pickaxe. What does that allow me to do? Get to these rocks now? Probably. These are the BattleBot parts. Cache cracked. Ram spike now available. I feel like I already had that though. Let's get this orange guy. The deeper you go, the more valuable things are. You can see there's 1,000 rows, 1,000 levels, and you can now see your depth when you click it. I'm at depth 6. These are 4 planks. This is that dynamite stuff. This is, you can, if you have a recall to save you, you can get back with your stuff. Otherwise, you can abandon your stuff and get back to the top. Beacon for portaling to and from the surface, and then scrap supports is if I built a ladder and I want to get rid of it. Oh, is that broken? It must be too far away. Oops. Oh yeah, I don't have any ladders, I forgot. How am I gonna get back up? Well, we could do this. Go a couple in here. Go up here. Jump left, jump left, jump left. Done. Oh, I can't do that one. I need that one. Jump left, jump. Boom, I did it. Let's buy some ladders. Supply depot, yes please. Let's do 5. 5 ladders. Cool. Would you guys play this game? What do you think? What would you add to it? What kind of polish would you want to see? Uh-oh, they're gonna fall on my head. I died. So, when you die, you can go collect your stuff. Alright, I don't know if I have enough for the bunker yet. Let's start clearing a path. 7x5. Is it 7? We'll find out. What do I have in my backpack? Wonder if I should go back up for a trip to cash in or not. Couldn't pick up this orange thing, so I must be at max. Oh yeah, 20 order, 4 out of 4. That's broken, right? This grid looks like it can hold more than 4. Yeah, I need to fix that. I didn't actually upgrade yet, so 4 is the max, but I should go upgrade. Ladders fall. Boom. All right. Should I upgrade? Do I need vibes to make a bunker? I forget. Let's see if I can even upgrade. Probably don't even have enough. Battery cell needs 35, so I can't even do that. I have 2 ladders. I probably need more ladders. Let's get another 5. Cool. Oops, I bought 10. Dang it. That's fine. Let's see if we can clear out enough rows. I feel like that's 7, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. Let's go this way. Is that 5? It looks like 4. Maybe 5? I feel like I need 1 more, right? Let's try. Stand in the middle. Claim bunker. Yeah, 1 more needed. Going down. Going down. In the mine. There's a song in there, guys. Trust me. Claim bunker. Boom. We now have a bunker. Wait. Raids unlock after the bunker saves. Yeah. I need to change that. I don't like having to go back to the top for the bunker. It's kind of dumb. Jump ladder. This is my little trick, guys. Jump ladder. Oops. Jump. Jump. Right. Up. Jump. Right. Jump. Right. Jump. Right. Jump. 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 Right. Jump. Right. Jump. Right. Boom. 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 Right. 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 And then I burnt a ladder. Alright, let's pick that up. Technically it scraps it, but at least you get the scraps back. I made it. Alright, so now I should have the bunker. I don't know if I have any parts. Let's see if we can buy some parts. No, hardware store is what we want. We're buying stuff for the bunker. So we can buy some walls, some floors, some roof, door, base turret. Requires level 2. How do you get to level 2? That's right, there's a leveling system. You didn't think a vibe-coded game would have this much, but it does. You have to survive the clinker attacks. Let's buy walls or floors. Let's go floors. Let's see if we can get the whole bottom floor. I don't have enough to buy 5. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Let's go build our base. Alright, Mason, this one's for you. I'm going to build a plank so I don't die. Plank. That's right, we got planks. We got everything. Cool. Now, enter the bunker. Welcome. 3D. Now we're playing Minecraft, guys. What? We're in a 3D bunker. Yes, I knew it. The hammer is still, like, it's going backwards, but it's only on PC graphics. On mobile, the hammer actually, like, maybe it's the sound effects that backwards, but it felt like the momentum is coming towards the player, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You seeing that? Alright, let's place some parts. Let's put some floors down. This should prevent them from coming from underground, though I don't think they actually do that. Usually they come from the top, I believe, but it is what it is. Okay, and then what? Now we need to put a wall. Cool, let's put a wall. Click to look around. Let's put a wall here. Let's put a wall. I can't put a wall here. Why can I not put a wall here? What? What? It's broken. Okay, so we might have a bug, guys. Put a wall here. Put a wall here. put a wall here. Let's see if I can lock myself in. Maybe it's this guy. Pick. I accidentally exited. And then look at it, it builds on the outside too. Is that sick or what? Come on. Come on. Let's put the emojis in the chat, guys. Applause. Just kidding. Alright. Is this wall broken? That is the question. I should be able to put a wall here, but I cannot. So, it might be broken. You may need a ceiling or some kind of support. But I think you can't do roofs. Roofs are supposed to be, like, that won't actually place. Are supposed to be at the very top. Maybe a floor. Let's pry up a floor. Not that one. I hit escape again. We're going to have to make that not so easy to do. This guy. Pry. Oh, I could have did Q. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, so now we have floor. I don't want to put it there. Oh, I did it again. Okay, yep. That's bad. We want to put the floor above us, like here. Can we do that? 2. Yep. Boom. So now maybe I can put a wall because it's like supported. Nope. Alright, well, we'll need to fix that. It's like it can only put walls against things that already have a backing. It's annoying. Very annoying, very annoying, very annoying. Alright, well, can't let the clankers get us, so let's put a door. Let's see if doors can go anywhere. Nope, same problem. Put a door here. Why not? A roof, we still can't do that. I did it again. Staircase, here we go. Let's put a staircase. Hopefully this will save us. If I go in here, would that work? No, because they're going to chew through this. Staircase is 7. Boom. Put a staircase there, and put a staircase there. Okay, I'm kind of in. I'm kind of in. Alrighty. We're calling on the clankers. Ready? Start raid. And if anyone, these guys are scary, dude. These are like freaking scorpion spider dudes. See him? The robot's coming. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Ah, it's creepy. They're coming to get me. Uh-oh. Breached. Swing or run. I'm really gonna stay here. I still have full health. Oh, but there's 6 of them. They're like all above me. I don't know if they can get through these walls. They're supposed to be able to, but it's supposed to take energy. Maybe it's broke. We're about to find out. Should I run? I just wait for the timer, right? Fuck. Can I hit them through this, maybe? Oh, look at my health. I only have 32. Oh, I killed him. 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6. Okay, I found a glitch, guys. I found a glitch. They can't get through, but I can hit them. It's my first raid I ever won. Noise. And then pick up all the XP. I think I already did. Okay, so that's some bugs, but now, did I level up? Upkeep. Repair bunker for 6 5s. Yes, please. Can change the style. What else? How can I see my experience points? Oops. Glitch to the block when you press up and left at the same time. Okay, how can I see my experience? Stamp book. So we have like achievements. That's right. Come on, this has to be the most feature-rich vibe coded game yet. About help, release notes, replay bunker tutorial, feedback, credits. Let's look at the credits. Thank you to Mason and MJ Lukovich for testing Vibebots, sharing feedback, and bringing great ideas to the mind. Your play sessions are helping shape what the robots dig, build, and survive next. Back to me. Yeah, I don't know where to see your experience. That might be a lacking feature. Let's see if our upgrades tell us. What was the thing that needed level 2? This just has locked, but it doesn't say why. Was it cargo hold? I wonder if I leveled up. We just have no way of seeing it. I feel like I did. Well, you cannot do a raid for like 3 hours intentionally. But yep, that's Vibebots, guys. It's coming along. Check out the rest of the games at randroid.dev. You can also see my blog. We could have gotten there from the top menu bar, but there we go. Wrote this up. It's a deeper dive than the actual video on the OpenPuck made my stream controller work with Halo. And it also, points to the products that I bought. So like I bought an OpenPuck, some hardware for it, a little USB dongle. It technically does Bluetooth low energy, but it doesn't actually use that. I use 2.5 gigahertz, same thing as microwaves. And then this points to some of my other relevant streams. But then I had to get this Magic X. That's the white dongle you see here. I didn't actually. Okay, I changed the video or changed the picture at the end. This one doesn't actually have the second dongle on it. The Raytac, the OpenPuck. And then beyond that, I have all these wiki articles. So in my new knowledge base, so I realize I have my slip box is actually closed. It's all my information about things I read and watch and notes, things I learn. Then I have my channel knowledge base, which is also locked down, which is a transcript of every single video I've ever made, a video transcription of what was on screen during those, and just a bunch of tooling to help me analyze and create shorts from it. But this is a new one, straight up public knowledge base. It's a wiki, anyone can look at it, but it's got how to set up a Steam controller for like playing Halo on PC and also for playing on Xbox. Not just Halo, but like Xbox non-Steam games, basically. So check that out. All right, let's go check in on RollerCoaster Tycoon. Where'd we leave off? What's left? Where'd we leave off? What's going on?
Checking that now. We proved the Steam menus are invisible because Deluxe's old graphics path sits outside Steam's normal overlay support. The wrapper loads, but it's still missing the final draw call. The next test is ready. If the game is closed, I'll install the probe build and launch it.
It's closed. Go ahead.
Great. Installing it now. The dynamic lookup probe is built. I'm checking the game is closed, then I'll install it and launch. The probe is installed and Deluxe is up. Open or resume a park, move the camera or click for a few seconds, then tell me when you're done. I'll read whether the dynamic graphics hook is firing.
Alright, so I've seen this issue before. It's not letting me click into the game. Let's see. Yeah, it's just the game. What about the control? Oh, controller's off, so it's not that. I no longer can click into the game window.
Checking now. The brought dynamic hook is catching more than graphics and broke input, so we can't test safely like that. Press Alt F4 to close Deluxe so we don't risk an unsafe park, then I'll roll back and tighten the hook.
Alright, it's killed.
Okay, reverting that hook and relaunching.
Oh, am I in the wrong game mode? Oh no, it's because I killed it. This is what's going on in the AI world.
Checking.
Yeah, ignore me. I was talking to somebody else. Just get it working.
Got it. Sticking with the fix. The safe wrapper is back. That test is gone. Short version. AI is moving beyond chatbots into agents that can use tools and do multi-step work.
Ignore that.
Just
I was
like
talking to somebody else.
OpenAI announced presence. Anthropic released new
Excuse
code
me.
models and is pushing coding agents
Excuse
and
me.
affordability.
Excuse me. I said.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I said I was talking to somebody else. Just get back to fixing the game, please.
On it. I'm checking the wrapper state. The unsafe hook is removed, the safe wrapper is back, and I'm rebuilding a focused graphics-only probe.
Oh yeah, I want to learn more about assembler. Can you like decompile the game?
Welcome back. I'm Jeff of All Trades, and this is part 2 of the modding RollerCoaster Tycoon into a
Part two.
horror film video. In part 2, we are going to talk about all of the code that we used to automate the mod that we created in part 1, that we researched basically in part 1. And I did a little bit of a preview of this code during that first video, but this is going to be a deep dive. We'll go through all of the different files involved and all of the different operations that had to be done to turn this into a fully automated mod. Assuming you watched...
The Lux is running with a narrow graphics hook. Input is untouched, and it's watching just before legacy display calls. Open a part, move the camera, and click once or twice, then tell me you're done. I'll read which one, if any, actually fires.
I hope you enjoy watching this video in nightmare mode difficulty. Also, I just wanted to say that
I'm done.
incredibly just blown away. I'm not gonna. I already
Reading the capture now.
for like 5 minutes in the intro, so I'm not gonna do
The
that
hook
again.
has a live
Just wanted
part
say,
to observe. I'm
the
checking
first
the
part
activation and
was
capture
great,
now.
And I've just been blown away by the feedback. Thank you so much. So with that out of the way, this has been uploaded to GitHub already.
When
so
was
you
this
may have
done?
seen it in the link in the description of the part 1. And
2
I've
years
opened
ago.
up every file in a particular order that we're going to be covering. I'm going to be bouncing around
Jeff.
a little bit, but for the most part,
This is Hex, right? FF0F. Full trades.
We found the blocker. The Lux resolves its drawing APIs before it loads the graphics, DLL, so our wrappers arrive too late. The fix is a tiny launcher that starts, injects our hook first, then resumes the game, so we catch the real call without touching controls.
Right there. And let me go ahead and blow this up. Let's see what it looks like. One more zoom up and then. I think that's a little too much. I think this will be okay for now. I'm sure you all let me know for this. I think it's going to look okay on your screen without being. Let's see what this looks like. You know what? We'll leave it like that. That's fine. So I've got a bunch of comments and license at the top. The license, by the way, I put it there just so no one copies this over without attribution, but it's an MIT license, so as usual, you can do whatever you want with this code. I don't really care. I just hope that you'll take the time to actually credit it back to the original author. So this is the main runner program. This is the RCT horror mod script we ran a few times in part 1. And this really serves some very simplistic functions. It basically just serves as the argument parser, and then depending on what commands are passed in, it'll run some of the imported functions from the utilities that we have there. So let's just start from the top. We'll work our way down. We'll do this with, like I said, each and every file. Some of the files are more technical than others. Some of them are only going to take a few seconds to walk through probably. Others will a lot more just because of, I'm staring at this one that's up next. We're actually going to skip that one for now, but the bitmap one is going to take a little bit of time to explain, just because, as I alluded to in the last video, the system that RollerCoaster Tycoon uses for packing and loading bitmaps.
The external detour library isn't compatible with the 32-bit compiler here, so I'm simplifying the plan. Patch Deluxe's own getProc address import before its first instruction. It's smaller, safer, and exactly targeted to what we need. The early start launcher now builds and only patches Deluxe's own getProc address import before the game begins. Close the game once more, and I'll launch this safer test.
It's close. Go for it.
Launching it now. The early start bootstrap is ready. I'm checking Deluxe is closed, then restoring the safe renderer and launching through the new hook. The launcher started Deluxe, but the hook DLL was rejected before the game resumed, so no game files changed. I'm checking that local DLL load issue before adjusting the bootstrap. The injector is 32-bit, but the hook DLL pulls in modern runtime dependencies that this legacy process rejects. I'm rebuilding it as a bare Windows DLL with only kernel 32 dependencies. The first bootstrap attempt left a suspended Deluxe process that never actually started. It has no game session or unsaved progress, and I'm clearing that exact failed process before we retry.
Go for it.
Doing that now.
Can understand, so we're going to take it slow and fully understand it. But for now, we're going to just quickly go through the runner program. Again, like I said, it's basically just an argument parser.
The hook DLL is
launches
dependency free
whatever,
now. The real bug is that the injector used the launcher's load library address inside a separately randomized game process. I'm fixing that by resolving it inside Deluxe, rebuilding and retrying from a clean suspended process.
Utility script based on these arguments. With the arg parser, I've set up subparsers, which if you haven't worked with those, they allow you to do something like this, where I can run the script. I run with tag H for help. It'll show you that the script has multiple commands. So we have bitmaps, dump, patch, and show. And of course the default help option here.
The launcher reached the suspended process but couldn't find its forwarded kernel 32 module in time. I'm updating it to fall back to kernel base, then retry cleanly.
For example, the command to, actually let's use a more simple command, and I'll go ahead and run RCT here in the background, so we just have an instance running in the background, and we can use that as our kind of guinea pig here. Alright, so we don't really need to see it right now, we'll just let it run. Let's say if we wanted to do the show command.
That snapshot isn't available before this old process finishes starting. I'm switching to the standard shared system DLL address for the bare hook. The earlier load failure was the hook's runtime dependency, which is now removed.
choices. Let's not use show. Let's use dump, because that actually has some arguments.
The
There we go.
launcher
I can
can
set-
reach the remote loader, but the hook's patch routine is failing during process startup. I'm stripping it to a load-only marker first to prove the early injection works before reintroducing the patch.
Different sub-arguments for each sub-parser, so to speak. So for each command, I can have my own set of arguments.
Good news.
Dump's gonna
The bare bootstrap DLL loaded before the first game instruction and deluxe RAM. I'm reading its marker, then I'll move the patch out of the loader lock so it can install safely.
have its own set of arguments. Bitmaps is going to have
The early injection works, and the next build moves the patch out of the loader lock. That should install safely before the game starts. Close this test run once more, and I'll run.
I closed it.
Okay, running it again now.
print set
The
RCT.
worker-based patch is built. I'm checking the test game is closed and launching this safer pass.
It's not nitmaps, you nitwit. Bitmaps. There we go. So bitmaps has its own arguments, and then patch, of course.
The hook injected and the launcher completed, but the game exited before reaching its window. I'm checking the worker marker to see if the import patch installed or failed.
Going to have
All he's showing us on screen right now is how to invoke a Python script and see what arguments it takes.
The worker never runs, so it's not a bad graphics hook yet. The process exits before that deferred thread even starts. I'm adding a one-line marker before the patch to pinpoint whether the worker is blocked or the patch itself is the crash point.
arguments. So the subparsers kind of make that process a lot easier. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot to see here. I guess some things to call out while we're talking about the arguments for each mode here. So show doesn't really have arguments because all it does is dump the DIB and the palette from the current running process. Dump introduces those two as output paths, so you can specify which path you want to save your palette, which path you want to save your DIB. Bitmaps has quite a few because it needs the palette, the csg1.dat file, the csg1i.dat file to fully read in all the bitmap data from the files, as well as an out directory. And we'll go ahead, we may run that one again, we may run these all again in the course of the video as we go through their particular files, just to show you, demonstrate again how each one of them runs. You'll see that by default, if you don't specify
The early loader works. The last test exited before its deferred patch worker could report. I'm moving the patch to run safely before the first frame.
argument, and you just leave the output blank, it's going to write to the local directory with rct_patched.exe. And that the intent of that was to make sure people weren't accidentally overwriting their original rct.exe, and instead it would just create a separate executable. However, you'll see I've added a note here that says you probably want to rename this to rct.exe or just output it to a different 256.
Oh, what is this?
Alright, so I've restarted RCT, I've gotten back into debugger and broken at this stretch DI bits call, which if you remember, this is going to be our pointer to the DIB.
The pre-frame patch call is separate from DLL startup. That build succeeded with the exported patch routine, and another test build is ready with that exact call. Close the game one more time and I'll run it.
The game's not running.
Okay, running it now. The game exits only after the remote patch call, before it writes its result. I'm switching to a harmless exported marker call to verify the handoff with no graphics or input changes on this clean, closed game.
Is it going in circles?
Info header struct, which has our 40 byte header followed by the color palette or the color table. I'm going to use those two interchangeably, by the way. So if you remember, I briefly talked about comparing that section in RCT to that writing hot game.
The harmless remote call worked and Deluxe stayed running. The bootstrap path is safe. Close this test run when ready, and I'll enable the narrow graphics lookup trace.
Closed.
Running that trace now.
Where there's an identity palette that's made. And let me see if I can actually find that document again so you can see the code that they include. I had it pulled up here and it closed it.
The test run is closed. I'm enabling only the early lookup trace, no drawing changes and no input hook, so the next launch can reveal the real graphics entry points.
Making this video, so we'll pull it back up. We'll go back to the identity palette section.
The narrow import patch still makes Deluxe exit before it starts and before the patch report's done. I'm instrumenting that patch step by step. The next run will show the exact read or write where this legacy executable rejects it.
Wow. I had the audio muted the whole time. Sorry, guys. But yeah, he's just... Now he found some old document about programming something in Windows.
Code example code
We
here.
reached the kernel 32 import table, then failed reading its import name table. That means this executable's import data doesn't match the usual PE layout. I'm switching to patch the loaded IAT entries directly and trying again.
You can see the concept behind the identity palette is just to take the number of colors that we're going to use in the color table, which for us is going to be 256. That's
Hey, we got a chatter. What's up? Freedom, DAO. DAO. Yeah, share your project. I'll take a look.
Breakthrough. The startup hook installed and fired, and Deluxe is running normally. Open a park, move the camera, and click. After a few seconds, say done.
Done.
Checking the caption.
Look at this robot. The robot
The
is
game completed the first safe pass. The hook stayed active. That version only confirms interception, not which call. I'm upgrading it to record the exact direct draw and display calls it sees next.
Here, robot. Why is that a roller coaster? You want to go on a roller coaster? Yeah, it's so fun, huh? You're gonna look at go upside down. It's not scary? Not scary, okay. Driving? Vroom, vroom. What's your project? I'm gonna have to head out in a
The
sec.
trace build is ready and will record the exact legacy calls. Close this run once more, then say close.
how many we use for
Okay,
our
1 second.
CT as
Oh, I'm like trying to click his menus. You guys can't see that. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. So our chatter gave us this project. Take a look at it real quick. Twitch Freedom Beta with X. Maybe also a UI rebuilder agent that see and rebuild the entire UI live depending on a user's prompt. Twitch X Freedom. Twitch Freedom is a private local first Twitch player built with Flutter. It plays streams, connects to Twitch chat, and can optionally run speech to text and local Gemma assistant on your own device. There are no ads, thumbnails, emotes, cloud AI services. You choose what to enable. What it does: plays Twitch video or audio only streams. Lets you choose stream quality and CPU or GPU video acceleration. Reads Twitch chat. Yep. Reads Twitch chat and can send messages after you connect your account. Stores settings, chat memory, and optional transcripts as encrypted records in a local SQLite vault. Supports optional local Gemma for E2B. Yeah. That's for the game console. Remember when we went to Costco and you did the Bluey jumping game? I'm gonna make that for you. Yeah. Reads public X posts through official X API. Downloads X media directly from Authentic. AI and transcript storage are off until you enable them. So is this used by streamers or stream watchers? I'm missing the hook. I need like one like hook of like who uses this and why. Use Twitch playback and chat. Add a saved stream using a channel name. Select a video or audio. Choose the quality lower. Press play. The player resolves Twitch's current HLS. Use the bottom player controls for pause. Chat connects the selected channel after authorization. Additional Twitch features. Sounds like you're replaying videos. Sorry, I'm just skimming it. But yeah, let me read your chats. What are you saying? Alright, you said, I rebuilt all of Twitch into a GUI except DMs. It's a consumption environment I built because I was shadow banned in some Twitch chats. Streamers can use it, or viewers. It's built for viewers. It has no ads. Oh, cool. Oh man, am I getting banned? Did I just break their terms and conditions? Showing people how to bypass ads. Where do we land? Go ahead, try it. Go ahead, continue.
Running it now. We have the early hook working and the recorder
She's
ready.
a robot. Is it ready?
We'll capture the graphics calls. Checking if the game is still open before I restart it. Confirmed, the game is already closed. Starting the recording pass now. It won't change controls or graphics. The recorder is connected and Deluxe is running normally. Open a path, move the camera, and click a few times, then say done.
Done.
Reading the capture now. The recording pass is complete. I'm checking the captured lookups.
Bless you. Hey, you got this from McDonald's? Or HEB? HEB? That's a good fidget spinner. Can I have? You can. Okay, it's yours. Yeah, spin. It's a good fidget spinner. It's got little popping bowls and spinner. Looks really cool.
This one.
Yeah. A little pop, 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 and spin, spin, spin.
The trace shows Deluxe uses an old GDI palette path, which Steam can't overlay. The recorder stopped before the later display setup though, so I'm expanding the read-only trace to reach it. One more launch will expose the final renderer calls.
Alright, go ahead.
The expanded recorder is ready. Close this run when you're ready and I'll make the final lookup
It's
pass.
already closed. Go ahead. Let's see what you say.
Launching it now.
Streamers can use it. Oh yeah, yeah.
Games
So when
closed.
streamers break
Started
for
the
ads,
expanded read-only trace now.
what'd you press? What'd you press? Streamers can use it. I keep reading the same line.
The recorder is connected. Open a part.
Break for ads. Program doesn't care. Also, the AI model can rewrite me chat messages. That's funny. Uh-oh. The clicks are broke. The clicks are broke.
Oh, the battery.
We're seeing that old issue again where I can't click anything in game. Let me kill it and you can try one more time.
On it.
Oh, you want the spider? Yeah, I forgot I had that on. You can have it. Hold on.
That's the same input regression. Killing this test is right. I'm narrowing it to graphics names only, so the next run won't touch normal window or
Wear it?
calls.
Okay. You wear it. Don't poke you though, okay? Hold on.
The narrowed recorder is ready.
You love Spider-Man?
Once you've killed the frozen test, say closed, and I'll launch the safer pass.
Got it. Spider-Man! It's closed.
Launching the narrow trace now. The game is closed.
Hey.
Launching the graphics only trace now, it no longer records normal input or window calls.
Do that.
The graphics only trace is running. First confirm you can click and move the camera normally.
Yeah, everything looks normal.
Right, checking what it caught.
Like a carrot.
Input is normal with a narrow trace, which means we're in a safe diagnostic state. I'm reading the capture.
No, don't do that.
Oh,
It's that fan.
Oh.
It's working.
it's okay. Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
We found the real graphics path, a piloted GDI frame with DIV blitz, not direct draw. I'm wiring the first real in-frame MVP,
Like a
drawing
carrot.
hello world at the cursor
is
through that
good.
same device context right
Like
after
a-
it's split.
Wax for the cheese.
Bracket.
Wax.
Bracket is a
The in-frame
carrot.
hello
Rabbits eat
world
carrots,
code
yes.
is ready, but Windows is keeping the current hook DLL locks while the game runs. Close this normal run when ready.
I
and
closed
say
it. Go
closed.
ahead.
Launching that build now. The game is closed. I'm compiling and launching the first in-frame overlay test now.
Alright, this is the moment of truth. Can we get our own graphics overlays in RollerCoaster Tycoon? We're about to find
The game
out.
launched, but the injector says this new build didn't load into its
Didn't
first
load.
process. I'm
Fail.
checking whether the running game has the new hook or a fallback launch.
Spend the social. Yeah, but carrot. It's this carrot. It's
The
spider.
new hook failed to load because it asked Windows for GDI and user 32 too early. That running RCT process is the launcher's never resumed test process. I'm clearing that and moving the GDI and user 32 lookup to after the game has initialized.
Like a little carrot. Oh, bunny. Bunny. I like you with you. Here's a bunny. The actress. What? It goes?
Good news, the in-frame build loaded.
It works! We got Hello World! Sorry.
Hello world.
Scared you?
Also, confirm clicks still work.
There's like curves.
Confirmed. We've got Hello World in the game and clicks still work.
Checking that.
Alright, so we are going to make a mod slash patch that is going to fix Steam inputs or
The custom overlay
replace it with our own custom inputs. I don't know. Haven't decided.
We've proven the in-game overlay path works. Next, we can replace Hello World with the first visible virtual menu icon.
Given what you've learned,
It's
do you think you could
not
diagnose why
carrot.
Steam input virtual menus aren't working?
Checking that now. Yes, we have an evidence-based diagnosis now. Steam input is receiving your trackpad and haptics, but its menu art has no supported final frame to draw into. Deluxe presents through dynamic paletted GDI DIB blitz, not a modern present path, so Steam can't composite its HUD. That's why Steam's menus stay invisible, while our overlay only appears when we hook that exact DIB blit and draw into the game's
Too loud? Hey, your Gigi's on the ground.
What?
Given what we've learned, do you think you could make a patch that fixes Steam input
What?
virtual menus? Not too loud.
Yes. I can't force Steam's own HUD to draw through that unsupported path, but I can deliver a compatible replacement that fixes the practical problem.
Oh,
Render the menu icons in-game, driven by your existing Steam input
that's
layout.
downstairs.
Hello World proved the hook works. Next step, one real construction menu matching your current trackpad layout.
It's not
Alright, I'm gonna head to bed, but I want you to start some sub agents and set a goal to systematically
this toy.
fix the virtual menus for my Steam inputs to match my current control. So you have full use of my computer. Do what you need to do. Get this done.
Understood. I'll set that up now.
Okay, going to bed. Let's go.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm structuring the work to keep your current input layout, replace only the invisible menu visuals, and verify
Go
each
sleep,
menu
robot.
against the live layout.
Go sleep,
I'll
robot.
keep the
Bye,
safe
robot.
in-game rendering hook as the foundation.
Bye.
I've sent your layout inventory to a dedicated audit agent.
Bye.
Bye. Good night, robot.
The second agent is designing the menu renderer around a proven legacy
Take your toy.
preserving your existing bindings and haptics. A third is checking how to read your existing Steam